Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. Okay, the last class I stopped at this slide if I'm not mistaken, because if I'm not mistaken during that time it's azan, so it just stop here. Um, we still in topic 4 under lecture slide on 4B. As you can see in here, because the topic still on how we conducting research. Okay, maybe some of you forget what topic is all about. So the topic is all about the market research and the strategy formation. And I already at slide 7 to tell you and to inform you that when we are doing the research, okay, somehow there is some constraint, okay. The constraint can be included like the cost itself, okay, whether the cost is really sufficient in order to prepare for the research, because when we're doing the research, we have to like now, okay, in the time of this COVID-19 pandemic, most probably we are using more on paperless, and there is such a Google form, Google survey, and they use a lot of online platform in order to distribute and to collect the information. But previously, what they did was they have to go to the site and they have to collect all the respondent survey by providing the hard copy, okay, survey, and distribute to the respondent. Okay, maybe they have to go, if let's say the study is in the rural area, they have to go to the site. Okay, so that is need some cost, and not only that, is involve cost like we preparing the paper, okay, and also the transportation cost, and then beside that, in order we meet some our team, okay, team research also involving cost, okay, because as I mentioned, because nowadays, I think that the wisdom behind the COVID-19 is we try our best in order to have a very minimum contact, okay, by having like this using online platform in order to make sure that the information can be delivered well. All right, and the second one, we have the research experience. Okay, so basically, this is depend, okay, because we are talking about on how does the researcher itself, okay, able to manage their time and prepare well in terms of where to start, okay, where to start and how to start. So basically with the experience, okay, the previous experience, or maybe the, I can say that well versed, okay, well versed experience that the researcher have, maybe in directly in giving some helps, okay, through the, especially to the research itself, okay. It can maybe in terms of time, okay, can be minimized because they know where to start, okay, and they not like asking themselves where to start. So because of the previous experience, is giving something like path, okay, to them. And then the reliability of the data, how well you can gain the data and how accuracy the data, okay. If you really doing the study or research, maybe you want to collect the data within the Klang Valley area, okay. I want to say Lembah Klang, okay, Klang Valley area. So basically you have to have a certain area that if how to say that specifically in Klang Valley area, you cannot go like in Melaka, you cannot go to Sabah, you cannot go to Johor. So at the same time, also now is like uh, MCO, right? So of course they not allow you to go out of the district. So how well you can take within the area that you specific want to do your research, okay? And in terms of the target respondent, who is your target respondent? Whether you have the certain limitation age or everybody can answer your survey, okay, your data, your research. So that is in terms of the reliability. And then for the personal prejudice, so this is most probably when, why the reason the research is failed, because easily to how to say that, give up, okay, they don't keep it up. Okay, so meaning to say that they used to have like prejudice saying that we can't do this. Okay, you don't even try, but you already say we can't do this. So that is, for me, that is something like you are coward, you know, coward. Yeah, so you will not even try, but you already say that you can't do this. So prejudice, something like this is something impossible to be done. This research is something like imagination only, or maybe this is your dream. So you, when you start, okay, you have to very committed to start on that. Okay, you have to give very high commitment towards it. So the prejudice, the personal prejudice can be actually removed, or you can actually how to say that, you can, yeah, you, the personal prejudice can be minimized on that. You have to try it first, prove it first, then you can say, okay, this is nothing that you can do on this. And then uniqueness. Okay, I give very simple, like personal prejudice mostly when you want to get some consent, right, from the government to take a certain data. You did not even try, and then you said we can't meet the government person, we can't do that because this is something like secrecy to them, this is something like PNC. For the purpose of research, mostly the bodies will give some cooperation, but you have to give some, what we call some proof that why the reason you're doing the research. So this is the thing that you have as a researcher. The constraint, the most constraint is you have to try it first. And then uniqueness. Okay, of course, a certain of the research something that have a limitation. Okay, we don't want to be like too much dream, or too how to say, too achiever. Okay, we have, sometimes we have to put certain limitation that our research is very unique, and when they are very unique, somehow in order to get some data also very limited. And the last one, in terms of time, of course this is a very important, because due to certain due date and deadline, sometimes it actually killing us inside. Okay, why I said so, because when it's almost to the deadline, somehow we tendency to have be very stressed. Okay, and of course, especially when I have the experience before when I'm doing my master study, because we do alone, right, the research. So the deadline is almost around the corner, and the data have to be analyzed using a certain software, and the result is not being be expected. So um, the supervisor keep on throwing my research and my draft 7 times, 7 times I'm doing my draft. So I feel that very demotivated, I'm crying, because I think that how stupid am I doing this thing, how come I can't get uh, the best result that I want, for example, right? So keep doing until the result can be as been expected. But keep on collect the data from, maybe we cannot try for the certain of these populations, where we try in another area. During that time, I remember how stressed me myself. Okay, because the supervisor is not like our lecturer in IIC. Okay, they are how to say, public university, so they have their own mood, they have their own, how to say, they have their own, the time that you are wrongly timed to go to their office, they will actually chase you out. Okay, they don't even want to see you. So that is, I just share you my experience during my study. So this is about the time. Okay, so manage your time well in order to make sure that every single phase of the research, from topic one, from topic two, for example, topic one, we do some introduction on the background of the study. Number two, literature review, okay, or uh, article review, literature review. And the third one is about research methodology. And number four is about the analysis of research methodology. And the last one, we have the conclusion and recommendation. So every single part, it not just take 1 day. Okay, so like introduction, background of study is takes around 1 month. Okay, for literature 2 months. For the methodology, if not meet the criteria of the supervisor, maybe it takes 4 and 5 months. for my proposal 7 times, for proposal meaning to say topic one, topic two, topic three. And then when we already get how to say approval from the supervisor, then we go to collect the data on stage 4, which is topic 4 for the analysis. So we use some SPSS, okay, in order to how to analyze our data. So it's not, and then after that, the submission is not only that we have to present and do the presentation we call as Viva presentation for our we call as thesis, right? So they will give you something like Palestine and Israel bombarding the Israel bombarding the Palestine, right? Pop, 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 pop. Okay, the question is non-stop, and we are standing in front. They want to test you whether you are really doing the research. Okay, so that is some of the experience. Okay, all right. So we go with the conducting research. Okay, the business researcher has two main avenue when seeking and collecting information. So this is a part of when we become researcher. The first one, of course, they have two. How you want to collect the data? We have primary data or the main data, and the second one we have the secondary data, which is uh, this year they use the word primary information and secondary information. Okay, so we start with the primary information, which is the main one. Okay, so the primary data is information that is collected firsthand for the specific research problem. So this is what I did in my research thesis. So we go to that site and then we collect. Let's say we do some research in the company, right? Say company ABC. Okay, so we have to make sure that what level they are, okay, whether it's a lower level, middle levels, first line level, or maybe top management level. So we get the data directly from them. So maybe using how to say that, using a survey. Before this, we don't have the Google online app whatsoever, but we do have the survey hard copy. We have to print it, and then we have to make sure that the question is not so much, because people's tendency to avoid when the question is so much, right? And then we do some interview. So selected person will be interviewed for that. I use the qualitative and also quantitative data. Okay, and then also the secondary information will be like secondary data desk research information that has already been collected, analyzed, and published by other parties. So let's say like a finance graduates, okay, let's say they are involving like numbering and financial information. Most probably what they did is they can get from the Bloomberg, okay, they can get Bloomberg data for five years what we call financial information. For example, total project cash, okay, cash projections, or maybe balance sheets, or maybe they can go profit and loss P&L data from this Bloomberg, or maybe article review or literature review, or the literature review that we got from the database, right? So that one is called as secondary information. So when you do your assignment, please, I wish that not you just totally take the researcher author's name without citing where you get the information, because that is information that we call as the secondary information. You have to support. You are not actually making that sentence, right? You are not do that research. So you quote from other researchers. So you have to credit down in your assignment. All right, and then this is some of actually the Fed Uni lecturer asked me to give some of the view on here, national government and statistic website, but luckily, okay, it also been cited in here, okay, about where we can get some like information from the national government. And let's say we want to know some certain of the statistic of the exporting, importing, and the how to say that, the transaction of export import, okay, in the country. Okay, like Australia, they have their own website here, but I just focusing on this, the government of Malaysia. Of course, the website is www.gov.my, okay, and The very popular, if we do the research, most probably we can go to the Department of Statistics, okay, www.statistics.gov.my. Maybe the keyword you want to know, the exporting, okay, percentage exporting within the year 2000, quarter 2021, for example, from January to April, okay, so you can get from here, okay. All right, so we go moving on to the types of the primary research, okay. I think that maybe it's so small. Okay, still too big. Okay, so this is the types of the primary research. Okay, so as you can see, primary research meaning to say you go to the respondent, you collect the data. Okay, so this is a few of the type of research. For example, observation, you monitoring, okay, and number two, experiment, you take a sample and then you identify it, okay, you monitoring it. Number three, through the survey, telephone, meaning to say you have to make a call and then asking them a few questions. This is mostly done by the customer service towards their customer, right? And then the fourth one, by survey personnel, maybe you can actually using survey. Now it's popular with the online survey or Google form. You just share and post it in WhatsApp group or maybe through email, and kindly appreciate them to respond towards your study. Yeah? And then we have also through survey mall. This is maybe you just go to any hypermarket or mall, and then you maybe standing up there waiting for the people who are pass away, not pass away, die. I mean like crossing around back, going there, and then you just call them, and then so mostly they are anonymous lah. Huh? And then through survey email, okay, and then focus group. This one something you go to certain rural area. Maybe you tell the village headman. You want to actually collect the data from all the respondents in this village. So that is a focus group. In that interview, you select for example, like me, what I did is I select some of the top management officer, okay, um, to answer my question, and then I record it. During that time, we don't have even WhatsApp. So can you imagine how difficult our time? We have to buy like recorder, okay, not recorder the playing music instrument, but the record, okay, and then we have to record what actually the respondent state and respond to it during that time. Okay. All right. So they have a few here, the advantage and disadvantages, but I don't want to go further because this is basically that you can use for your doing your business plan. Okay, for part the methodology on how you what type of the research you use, okay, in order to collect the data. I believe that mostly maybe using email, or maybe you using yeah, like Google form, right? It can be like through email, or maybe like a personal, okay, or maybe interview by having like Google Meet interview. It can be. This is what my diploma student did for their assignment. I think like my diploma student assignment is more difficult than you all. Okay, they have to interview the entrepreneur, and then they have to collect the data based on the question given to them. Alright, so we're moving on to the general issue to consider in primary research. Okay, what is highlighted issue? So we do have the sample. Okay, because somehow the sample is sometimes is not accurate what as what we expected. Okay. Maybe like basically we expect that okay, the numbers of the people in this village may be hundreds. All of a sudden when you collect the data, oh, somehow they go to work, okay, they go for fishermen, maybe they go for let's say they are farmer, right? So they are busy with their work, so they are not even want to entertain you on that. So the sampling will become more reduced, okay. So it's not been expected as 100, let's say, okay. So that is maybe will become some of the issue, okay, will be erased out. And then response rate, maybe you can conduct a few. Okay, let's say you want to give with like you just what we call shared, okay, your link in your group WhatsApp, for example, right? From all you expected, maybe like maybe you already shared around 20 groups, which is around each group WhatsApp you have maybe like 200 people inside, but not all will give the response towards your research. So in-term response rates also will be have some significant effect on that. And then the third one, the ability, as I mentioned before, somehow the research is not so accurate because the people who are answering or response to your survey or research is not in the target of respondents. It's not actually in your sampling. Let's say in your group WhatsApp, who knows how many of them is within the age of 18 to 20 years old. We cannot actually asking each of them, okay? Even you are in your group WhatsApp, right? In your like our subject, you not even know your friend's age, okay? So this is the things that reliability can be slightly is not reliable. And then validity in terms of your research, okay, somehow the question is suit, sudden, sometimes the question is suit um, to the maybe certain sample. When we try to the another one, it's not so valid, okay, because in terms of okay, what's the difference between reliability and validity? Okay, reliability is something like this, okay. I give very simple example. Let's say I have test, okay, test entrepreneurship, but I test you, okay, and the another student I test with another sample of quiz, which is not same as you, even though you are the classmate. So that is not reliable. Are you get me? Supposedly, with the same subject, same class, you should have the same question. Okay, even though maybe the question will be slightly same, but at least the numbers of the question will be same. Let's say 20, I tested student A. 20 also I will tested student B. So it will become irrelevant when I tested student A 50 questions, I tested student B 20 questions. So it will become not relevant. Okay, how about the validity? Okay, validity happens. This is subject entrepreneurship. Okay, I test you, of course, all the content in the entrepreneurship, but I can't actually test it you towards, for example, I test you on the subject childhood education. Right? So it's totally not valid. So validity in here meaning to say the question that in research should be have validity, valid content with the respondent. If you're doing some research regarding how does this MCO reflect to work from home, for example. So the question should be within that content. You cannot do outside from that, okay? Or maybe, for example, when the government start to do the how we call as OP, okay, to close, okay, up to the operation business hour to 8 p.m. How does it reflect to the entrepreneurs, okay, who are doing the business, okay? So this is the thing, okay? You have to ask the question within that, not particular other question. It's not valid, okay? All right. And generalizability meaning to let how you generalize it. Okay, somehow maybe you see the respondent mostly on 30 years age, okay, but you can see some of the respondent on maybe like two samples of the respondent is 20 years old. So you can generalize that sample within majority of the respondent is 30 years old. So that is generalizability. You generalize it as assumption that the result is represent of 30 years age old um, respondent. Okay. Uh, so this is all the term of research. Okay, now the market research and strategy. Okay, the market research is primarily used to determine the feasibility of the new startup business, product offering or purchase of the business. So of course, when we want to do the startup business, okay, right, we have to make sure that this is the the stage, okay, that we have to very particular on this, okay, because this is something like fundamental, what the business you want to do, okay, and this information will also help to forecast likely future event and provide the foundation to develop strategy for the business venture. It's true. Because especially like future event, we want to know approximately from this is like May month, June, and we almost had a few months, it's almost half year, right? So what is expected when we want to do this business, what we can expect the forecast sales for the product demand from the customer. Okay, and also we have the two perspective on the strategy. So in here we have a strategy define the business direction, its scope, and it will seek the competitive advantage. Remember, competitive advantage defined as something like able to attract, okay, in terms of the value added of words, okay, or something uniqueness towards your customer, okay, in a maybe like your intellectual property, you know. Okay, the strategic fit between the internal aspect of an organization and the external environment determine the competitive advantage, how you want to compete with your rivals. And then they have two dominating perspective explain how to achieve the strategic fit. They have two. We have the market-led view and also we have the resource-based view. Okay, maybe we should give more here. Okay, the market-led perspective, which means here is the firm gain the competitive advantage through identifying external opportunities in the new and existing market and then aligning the firm with this opportunity. So meaning to say, they come out with like I might say use the SWOT analysis, okay, which is ONT, opportunity and threat, which is what you have to face with the existing market and how you want to align your business with this uh, trending market, with the opportunity that you have to get. And then the competitive changes within an industry determine which market would the business which should enter, stay in, or exit. So if you feel that you are as the new rival, you are the newcomers to beat the another rival, you feel that is like 30%, okay, you can be safe, okay, in this uh, competition, okay. So you should feel that whether to stay in or to exit, or maybe you should enter. If you feel that 50-50, so or maybe 70-30%, so you should enter it now. So you know which part it is should test. Huh? And then the resource based perspective means to say you know how to get your resources. And this view suggests okay, that the business venture should assemble and deploy the appropriate resources that provide opportunity for sustainable competitive advantage. So in here, the competitive advantage is treated by distinctive. Example, distinctive like product IKEA. Okay, do it yourself DIY concept. Okay, or like Subway, you can choose your all uh, what we call choices, right? You want to put your from your bread up to the certain things inside that sandwiches, you can choose it, huh? And then we have valuable, okay, and then firm specific resources that competitors are unable to reproduce. So meaning to say you are the main of what we call uh, how to say monopoly that business. When you're able to beat your competitors that your competitors cannot do exactly what you can do, that is actually the winning side on you. Okay, and then we're moving through the process of the strategy formation. Actually, it's been repeat from the previous slide, right? They have external context in here and then internal context. We have macro, which is fast vessel, industry competitive forces and the market, and then we have the firm resources, how the firm able to actually facilitate, okay, entrepreneurs knowledge and also entrepreneur social capital. This is very important in terms of financial support. And then desire strategy, what is entrepreneur's vision, is the future goal on that. And then mission and objective, and also informal discussion. Informal discussion, I most probably saying that it's like brainstorming. You give some the idea, through some idea what we can proceed. Okay, And they have market lead perspective and resource lead perspective. And realized strategy, they have the product sold, market targeted, approach to the competing, and venture performance. So this is one of the model of the theory. Okay, so the market led perspective, we do have setting objective. Where do you want to go? So this is most commonly like a future goals. And then doing a situational analysis where you are now. So maybe you can do some end-of metric, SWOT analysis, Michael Porter. So this is one of the, I can say, the model that I mentioned just now. This is some of the situation analysis that you can go. And selecting a strategy, how to get there. Michael Porter strategy, okay, or maybe like end-of metric, also one of the strategy, okay, that how you want to select the best in order to pursue your business. All right, and then the formulating a vision, mission, objective, and goal. So what is vision? Okay, as I mentioned, vision is about future goals, and it's picturing of a business activity in 3 or more years time. And for the mission, it's mostly the purpose and the nature of the business. So when we're talking about the vision and the mission, vision is more on future goal, but mission is most probably is going to the specific goal, the current goal, and the objective, what other business want to achieve in the medium term growth and profitability offering and market. And the last one, the acronym for SMART is about specific, how you want to achieve the goal, right? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Okay, this one you can have the further reading in online. Okay, so they have tell you how you want to make a goal. You have to be very specific, measurable. They have within what year to year. Achievable. I want to become prime minister tomorrow. It's not achievable, right? So it should be achievable and realistic. And time bounding, they have like a certain time frame on how you want to achieve the goal. Alright, so we're moving to the SWOT analysis. I told you before, internal is about strength and weaknesses. External is about opportunity and threat. So how to achieve the objective, helpful to achieving objective, so harmful to achieving. So in the part of weaknesses here, this is something like harm, but in here is goes to internal. For external, the opportunity and threat. Okay, meaning to say strength and weaknesses is about internal attributes to the organization, what the company have the strength, what the weaknesses of the company are. So that is internal. For external, meaning to say what is opportunity from outside that can give some opportunity to the company, and what is the threats from outside that harming the company. So this is how we read this one. So selecting generic strategy. So this is most probably common. What you learn in subject entrepreneurship and other. This is the same. Okay. We have the generic strategy in terms of three here. Cost leadership, how you able to become the how to say monopoly of the business, and you are the one who are the most cheapest. You are the one most cost leadership. Okay, let's say I can say like we take like Amazon.com, cost leadership in terms of online business or online bookseller. Okay, or maybe in terms of differentiation. Okay, differentiation meaning to say you are unique, like here I told you before, right? And maybe like cost leadership, I can give you instead of Amazon, Walmart. This is very popular. Walmart in US, right? They're able to nowadays during this pandemic is very strange and unique. There is no such. They still have the cashier there, but inside their trolley, they have the scanner for the price. So as the customer, we able to budget, right? When we want to spend, this is COVID-19, right? We can budget how much that we want to spend. So we can scan inside our trolley, and then if you proceed want to take it, we get. So let's say you only have 100 ringgit Malaysia, okay, not $100, in hand. So you only want to spend only 100 ringgit Malaysia. So you can actually start from that trolley. is very super, the technology, huh? And that is Polmart. And then like in Malaysia, we if talking about airline industry, of course they might say Asia, the cost leadership. For the focus, this strategy concentrates on a narrow segment, and within that segment, it attempt is it attempt to achieve either cost advantage or differentiation. So certain company they want to focus on cost advantage. You are the most cheapest one, and maybe you want to focus on differentiation. Apple, for example, right? Apple company, they don't worry about the price. They feel that if you want, if the customer want the product, okay, they will get it. And of course, they declare on the word differentiation. They are different from other Android gadget in the market, right? That makes them different. But like Lenovo, Oppo, okay, any all Chinese, like China products, they're on cost leadership. You can get a smartphone at a very reasonable price. It's not accessible that you need 1,000 on that. You can like $100 also. You're able to get a smartphone. So that they are more on volume. We call volume because they are more on cost efficiency. Okay, all right. Chinese procedure, Chinese producer. Mostly they are concerned on cost. Okay, resource-based theory of entrepreneurship. Okay, resources are necessary to exploit opportunities and to create the entrepreneurs. So the resource-based theory considers that the firm have a different starting point for resources, and that other firm cannot get them. So they have a few of resource types. We have financial resources, physical resources, and they have a human resources. Okay, I think I don't want to mention further. Financial, of course, it's about the money. The physical resources, maybe machinery. Okay, and human resources is about your workers, your employees. Technological resources it also can like technology, maybe using software, machineries also. Reputation is about the image of the company, and organizational resources, for example, how you lead and manage well your company organization itself. Okay, and attributes of the strategic resources. Strategic resources provide a sustainable competitive advantage when the firm possess and use resources that are valuable. Of course, when we have these valuable resources, we want to feel that, appreciate them, and keep them well. Okay, and it's rare, non-substitutable, meaning to say there is no replacer for your product. Hard to copy, historical condition, ambiguous causes and effect, and also the last one, complex social relationship. So this is, I think that this is the key aspect. Okay, how you actually can beat your competitors and rivals. Okay, as the summary, okay, it's already done. Okay, in summary, the comprehensive market research with both primary and secondary data create the foundation for successful business venture. It's true. So we really need to be a thoroughly and meticulously to do this primary and secondary data. Information gathered from the market research will help guide you in choosing the best resource-based strategy view or the market need strategy view. So thank you for now. And at the same time, I just want to remind, please proceed and working with your group assignment. And I'm still waiting from the principal lecturer when for your end of test, I think. Okay, I think that all topics will be covered. Just prepared on that, but at the same time I will try my best to yeah to do okay this video for you. All right, thank you for now, and please take care yourself. For those who already have your vaccine for the first batch, congratulations. And for those did not yet taken your vaccine, please do not anti-vaccine, and we have to take care ourselves and the rest. If we are not the one who are the men, uh, how to say, we are taking care others too. Kita jaga kita. So don't selfish. Take the vaccine, registered well, and make sure you keep on social distancing and follow the SOP. Alright. Thank you for now. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum and have a nice day. Bye.